Welcome to Safety Snacks, a series of bite-sized videos and interactive workshops that will help you protect yourself from doxing, hacking, and other kinds of abusive tactics online. My name is Victoria Vilk.
My name is Gigi Mohammed.
And we run PEN America's Online Abuse Defense Program. So nowadays, it's impossible to be a journalist without having an online presence. But that can put you at risk. And one of the tactics used by harassers that freaks people out the most is doxing. Gigi, what is doxing?
So doxing is the publishing of sensitive personal information about you online without your consent. Info like your home address, your cell phone, your social security number, and other things. Like when you get doxed, it can be easier for someone to flood your phone with harassment, impersonate you, or steal your identity and break into your account. In this episode, though, Victoria is going to explain how you can dox yourself.
And just to be clear, we don't mean that literally. We don't actually want you to expose all of your personal information online. Instead, we want to help you think like a doxer who might be poking around the internet to find stuff out about you. And this is a good time to let you know that some of the content in this session might be kind of intense, kind of triggering. Discovering the plethora of private information floating around about you on the internet can be extremely unsettling. I'm not going to lie, the first time I did it, I cried. So you may, as you make your way through this session, just take breaks, pace yourself, and be kind to yourself.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Victoria, that you had to go through that. It's really heavy. But the easiest place to start is to simply Googling yourself. Try searching for your full name, your address, your phone number. And for this session, we're just gonna use Mark Zuckerberg, but you can Google yourself instead. You might initially see a bunch of good stuff, your bylines, maybe some videos and of talks that you've given. These are good, just we need to move on from all of that and go to the more private stuff that typically lurk further in the search results. When you Google yourself, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the results. You will see many pages of search results, the little O's at the end, and you will see those like page numbers on the screen. Try clicking on some of the pages further along. This could be a nice point to pause and poke around and search yourself. Another way of delving deeper into your search results is to try Google dorking. Victoria, what is Google dorking?
Well, the official but way less hilarious term is advanced search operators. These are basically a much more sophisticated and effective way of searching for stuff on the internet. It's really useful for any kind of investigative research you have to do, but it's also useful when you're trying to dox yourself. So as you can see on the screen, you basically use different combinations of quotation marks, asterisks, and other punctuation and symbols to tell Google exactly what you want to search. For example, and I know I'm dating myself here, but do you remember how some of us once posted PDFs of our resumes on the internet with our home address and our cell phone? You can figure out if you ever did anything like that by searching your name in quotation marks and then the words file type : PDF, and that will pull up any PDFs with your name. You can do the same thing with your email address, and you can see on the screen we're giving you an example of how to do that. And this might be another very good moment to pause as you become an epic Google dork. Gigi, I know you often tell people to try search engines other than just Google. Why is that?
That's a very good question. And the thing is, Google is really good at tracking and stalking you. So when you Google yourself, Google is giving you personalized results, which would be totally different for someone trying to dox you. That's why you should try a few different search engines. Like you could try search engines like Brave or DuckDuckGo, which track you less and give you less personalized results. In other words, this is actually the goal that we want. It's like what a doxer will get if they search your name. Now we're trying DuckDuckGo on the screen. And you could also try international search engines like Yandex, which is popular in Russia, or Baidu, which is widely used in China. As you search for yourself, it's important to make a mental note of what you're finding and where you're finding it, and we will tell you later what you can do with all of that. You might want to pause again now and try to dox yourself on multiple search engines.
So we've been talking about how to find your name and your address and other kinds of private information, but knowing where your images are appearing and what they're being used for is also really important. The good news is there's a very easy way to find out. Google has this handy feature called reverse image search. Start by Googling your name. Then go to Images and pick an image, whichever one that you want. Right-click on that image, and then select Search Image with Google, or for some people, you might see Search Image with Google Lens. And then it'll show you all the places on the internet that that image is being reused or appearing. And one image you might want to try to reverse image search is maybe your Facebook profile photo or one of your other social media profile photos. And again, this might be a good time to pause and play around with reverse image search on Google.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for mentioning images. And I just want to highlight that the idea here is to understand if anyone is using images of you in a way that you don't like and did not consent to. Again, make a mental note of what you find or bookmark it, whichever is easier for you, and we'll come back to what you can do if you find images that you do not like later. Okay, Victoria, but what about stuff that crops up tomorrow? What can we do about that?
Yeah, because the internet keeps changing, right? So a proactive step you can take is to set up Google Alerts. When you set up a Google Alert, you're basically asking Google to search for specific key terms and send you an email whenever those terms show up on the internet. So you can go to google.com/alerts, or you can Google Alerts, and then try to type in some of the key terms you want to receive alerts about. So you might want to put your full name, for example, and then create alert, and then you'll have an email sent to you every time your name crops up on the web. And again, if you want to pause and finish setting up a few Google Alerts, including with your name, now's a good time. All right, Gigi, every time I do this exercise, I leave a little bit terrified. Now that I found all this horrible stuff, what am I supposed to do?
I completely agree with you. It's really scary sometimes, but I think it's important to take a very deep breath. And remember, knowledge is power. And it's important to know that this stuff exists so that we can know what the next steps are. The truth is, it's not always easy to get stuff removed online, but there are things that you can try. They just take time and effort. Some websites have a clear mechanism to report abusive content, and unfortunately, others do not. Not all websites will be responsive and cooperative, but it's definitely worth a try. If this does not work out, try to get the search results delisted from Google search. You can do that by typing remove your personal information from Google in the search bar. Pick the most relevant tactic you're dealing with. It might be like doxing or it might be intimate imagery, and follow the instructions. They will provide you with detailed ones. I think this might be enough for one day.
Yeah, that was a pretty full session. So thank you for watching the first episode of Safety Snacks. If you got stuck on anything in this video, or you need help, or you just want some moral support, we'll be running a live workshop about this content on Thursday, June 16th, 2022 at noon. Please be sure to tune in. And Gigi?
In the next episode, Dox Yourself Part 2, we'll talk about the nightmare that is data brokers and what to do about them. If you're not sure what on earth a data broker is, they're the companies like White Pages and Spooky.io selling all your private info for literally few cents online. Remember, stay safe online and do not forget to grab your next safety snack.